The Assembly wrapped up its session a week ago, but did everything get done? I sat down with the Assembly Speaker and Minority Leader to answer that question. Thanks so much for joining us.
Happy to be here.
I just want to get started by first getting your reaction to the lawsuit against the legislature this week.
For many years, we have seen school districts across the state struggle to adequately fund our local schools and give every kid the opportunity to get a great education. I'm pleased to see that the education community, of course, is organizing and pushing back on the state legislature and making clear that it is our responsibility to fund our public schools.
What have conversations looked like between you and your colleagues on your side of the aisle, but also what have you been hearing from Republicans?
We know that many people across the state are struggling, and they have noticed that their taxes continue to go up. And frankly, I think many people are frustrated with the legislature. So in our caucus on the Democratic side, we're very clear that funding schools and lowering costs are top priorities for us. We have not, I think, seen the same commitment from our Republican colleagues, but we don't have to be done legislating yet, and we hope that we can continue conversations on these important issues.
And so the Assembly adjourned just about a week ago now, and I want to talk about some of the consequential legislation that we saw move forward, which of course was postpartum Medicaid expansion as well as Gale's Law. All of these things have been pushed forward for years. You guys have been pushing forward all this session, and I wanted to ask, what did it take to finally get this to happen?
We first proposed a bill as Democrats, I believe 8 years ago. We pushed really hard last week and frankly refused to take no for an answer from our Republican colleagues. The way that we did that procedurally is by drafting amendments on postpartum Medicaid expansion and then Gale's Law, which expands access for women to breast cancer screenings, on every bill that was going to be on the calendar. So we effectively stopped legislative business and really forced Republicans to finally bring this issue to the table, discuss it, debate it, and vote on it.
We also heard Republicans mention on the floor that bringing this up as an amendment to every single bill almost blew up negotiations.
We weren't really in negotiations on this. We've seen Republicans for many years say, of course, we're going to pass this, we'll get it done, but it didn't happen. I don't think it's a coincidence that the same day that we stopped legislative business from moving forward until we address this issue is the day that we saw it get done.
Would you consider this a bipartisan win or a win for Democrats?
We are really proud as Democrats of the role that we played in making sure that this important issue was voted on and that the bills were ultimately sent to the governor. We do not have a majority in the legislature right now, so of course it requires bipartisan votes to get bills sent to the governor, and I'm grateful that our Republican colleagues decided to join us. This is not a partisan issue to have health care for women in Wisconsin, and so we're glad that we were able to see some bipartisan work at the end.
Now, one of the other things we did not see get done during the session was any kind of property tax relief deal. That's been a big conversation, of course, between Republican leadership and the governor. Where do Democrats stand on this?
I think everyone in the state is feeling the pinch of property taxes and hearing about that from their neighbors. And so we know that this is an issue that we should be addressing at the state legislative level. Again, one of the primary drivers of property tax increases being the legislature's failure to fund our public schools and then communities being forced to go to referendum as well. So I do hope that we will see some progress here. I think general aid funding is the best way to do that.
Are you worried there's a scenario in which nothing gets done?
Absolutely. We saw our Republican colleagues in the Assembly say that we're probably done for the session. We might come back and do some more work, but we have days scheduled until April. And frankly, I think for those Wisconsinites who are really feeling the pinch, it's offensive that we would say we're done for the year, we're going to go take a 10-month vacation. Democrats are ready to show up and do the work to make sure that we are supporting our constituents and their families, and we hope our Republican colleagues will do the same.
That's all I have for you this morning. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.